everybody. I hope this is coming through okay. Right, I'm just going to check on here on my computer and share this video. There we go. Yes, just going to share this into my Facebook group, just in case you're not in my Facebook group. It's called Stepping into the Flow with the Mummy Whisperer. And it just means that I do a little bit more in there, obviously, and can help you out a bit more. Right. Now, what we're talking about today is a book called Extreme Self-Care. Now, as I'm like the Mummy Whisperer, technically you'd think that I would be looking after myself, but my book, The 7 Steps to Sparkling You, is more about that situation when you've completely lost control of your life and you need to regain it and then add some sparkle back in again. Whereas Extreme Self-Care is where you go from there. Now, the reason, I'm just going to share it into one more group. This video is inspired. Hi, Inga. I was just going to copy it into your social media group. This group this Facebook Live is inspired by Inga, who encourages us to get out there and do more social media as part of her really great program that she does. So I'm just going to pop it into there. 100. Now, there we go. All done. Thank you for being... Oh, thank you, Inga. Sorry, I just saw that. Right. Now, the reason I've had this book, Extreme Self-Care, for ages, probably a couple of years. It was recommended to me by a good friend of mine who is also a coach, and she said to me, Lisa, you should be reading this book. And of course, it took me a little while to get there. But what was really interesting was that I made a huge decision. I made a huge decision to actually go on a course that I knew was going to really help me and really help... oh, hi, Bridget. I just saw you pop up there. Yes, so I knew that this course was going to really help me and really help my business, both the Mummy Whisperer and the salon. But it was massive for me because I haven't been away from my children in 11 and a half years, which I know sounds like a really long time. There's honestly a really, really good reason for that, and that's partially because I don't have parents around, so there just hasn't been really anyone, you know, that I could leave them with and so on, and busy lives, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, because I went on this trip, I went to Ireland to see the lovely Aisling Mooney, I got a chance to read the book, and I thought, yeah, no, I'm going to have a read of this, and I did a review of it. And when we're very busy, sometimes we actually need to actually have a little look at a review and see, is this book really something I want to read right now or later or so on. So I thought I would review it for you and tell you what I found in it and what I'm going to change, and see if there's anything in it that you like, and maybe you actually might like the book as well. And I'll put a link to the book below, but it's called Extreme Self-Care. And I admit that I can't remember her name. I'm thinking of a name, but I probably got it wrong. So I'll put it down below. Right then. So, hi, Nikki. Hi, nice to see you. The first thing that the book says is to think about, where are you depriving yourself? Where are you overgiving? You know it always goes wrong when you overgive. You'll have read my blog post about that as well. Now for me, this was such a big deal. It was me going to Ireland that was where I had been depriving myself of going on courses like this, being with people like me who've got similar kind of thoughts and so on. Hey, Nikki. And so that was a big step forward. So I was already really happy that I had made this really big step about actually kind of going to Ireland. I don't know if you can hear the dog in the background. Sorry about that. The next one that they said about was why you need to be willing to disappoint people and be honest about what you do and don't want to do. Now, I'm actually pretty good at this. My body doesn't really give me much choice, to be honest. Because of the Lyme disease, I am quite limited. But those of you with more energy and less excuse, I suppose my Lyme disease is a good old excuse sometimes, because the body is going nope, 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 like this. So there's something quite clear, a clear message coming through. But for those of you who don't have that, it's really, really hard to disappoint people. It's really, really hard to let people down. It's really, really hard. Cheryl Richardson, thank you, Bridget. I was going to say Cheryl Brandon, and I knew that was wrong because that's an old friend of mine. Thank you. So Extreme Self-Care is by Cheryl Richardson. Thanks to Bridget for letting me know. I love this comment thing. This is great. So yes, it's the importance, because also I'll do another video one day about why things always go wrong. There we go. I'm back. Lovely. I'll work out how to stop them in future. Then she has a really clever and extremely uncomfortable exercise that you're meant to do. And this is where you need to look in a mirror 3 times a day and go, I love you, Lisa. Yeah, I mean, that one is really tough. You're meant to do it every time you see a mirror. Well, you see, my house is quite cleverly mirrorless and not really something I like. But I have been trying to do this. And I think it's a really, really good idea. I think we're often really harsh on ourselves and mean to ourselves and judgmental, and it's a reminder how much we actually need to be caring and loving to ourselves, which of course is then good, a really good and important thing for us to do. The next thing that she talks about is rhythm and routine. Now this is something I'm really... Oh, do you do that, Nikki? Oh, well done. Rhythm and routine is something I'm really, really passionate about, because I mean, a lot of you watching will be tired mums. And one very key strategy for dealing with extreme fatigue and tiredness is to make your life really, really simple for your body so it knows what to expect. So yes, it would be good. Thank you, Inga, for Bridget and I to get together. Right, so it's about making sure that you do get up every day at the same time. Hi, Debbie. And that you do go to bed at the same time, that you eat at the same time. Maybe you have a regular set of exercise, something really gentle. This concept of rhythm and routine means that your body knows what to expect. Hello, lovely Debbie. Hi, lovely Mary. This is something that is used a lot with people with ME and things like that. So before you... Sorry, that was my phone again. I'll work out how to stop that next time. Now, she had a really good sentence in here, which I am going to use. She said, what can I do to make better use of my time and eliminate the feeling of overwhelm? So I had a really, really good think about this. And ironically, for me, it's walking the dogs. Hi, Narelle. For me, if I walk the dogs and I have a routine, then I know that 3 mornings a week I'm going to have this 10 minutes of peace and quiet and grounding and a bit of fresh air, and it's a really lovely start to the day. So for me, that routine is the one that I need to add in, and at the moment it's not reliable. It happens sometimes and not other days. Now, number 5 was, where can you let go of control and ask for help? For those of us mums, a lot of us are control freaks because we worry about things not happening. Hi, Narelle. And also, Cheryl was... I like Cheryl because... And I like the book. I like it because she talked so much about mistakes that she'd made. So it didn't come across as somebody who you know, was going, you should do what I do. It came across as someone saying, this is the mistakes I've made and this is what I've had to do about it. And I really, really like that bit about it. So she talked about her husband and the fact that she used to get really grumpy because he wasn't helping her, and they had quite different kind of routines as well. And what she started to do was she started to write a list that she would leave out every night because he stayed up later. And the list was called Things You Can Do to Support Me. And she would leave that out for him, and then he would tick off what he was able to do or just write a note if he wasn't able to do it. And she said that it got so much better because before that, you know, he wasn't... Men often complain that they're not mind readers. So he didn't really know what she wanted. He didn't really understand how things worked. She still had the ability to kind of manage everything and what was going on, but what she was able to do was just let go of a few things and leave them for him overnight. And they got a lot closer. And it sounded like a really, really good idea. I am tentative of putting out my where I need support list. But I have made one for somebody who's kind of been helping me recently. And I think probably what I might do is do more of a weekly one with the kids and the husband. So I think that might work better for me, and then I'll work up to the every night one. Point 6 in her book was, what is an absolute yes and what is an absolute no? So you need to reduce your to-do list by 30%. This, I think, is a really, really good one. I mean, I am quite good, but even if you're quite good at limiting your to-dos, you can get overwhelmed. I think you need to look at it again every now and again when you get overwhelmed and go, okay, what's an absolute yes, what's an absolute no, how can I reduce this list? And there's definitely things with focusing. So I've done a vision boarding course recently. I'm going to do some reviews on that, and that helps me to focus. So is it connected to that? Is it connected to what's absolutely my priority? If not, then yeah, it's going to have to wait, or potentially just go. It's an absolute no. So that was number 6. Point 7. Point 7 is one I talk about as well in my book, and actually to me it's really, really important. She says, are you living and working in a soul-nourishing environment? Now I get really affected by what's around me. I am a bit fussy. I like things organised, but mainly because I'm really busy. I need to be able to find where everything is. But also I like things a bit cosy and a bit yummy and all that kind of stuff. And actually, the downstairs was very cold